Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Community Connections with Ryan Sauers. I am super excited to have my friends and colleagues, the one and only Tanisha Turner, owner of Primrose at Sugarloaf. Tanisha, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And also, we're delighted to have Mela Yang, who's the director there. How are you, Mela?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here, and I appreciate your work. And we were close to on time, so that's good. But why don't you both? We got an audience, as I told you, it's not only through video, becomes a podcast, listens from all over the place. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, both of you and your school.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm originally I moved from California about 15 years ago. Live here. I have 4 kids of my own, and I started working here in July 11th of 2006.
She was a birthday present.
Yes.
So that's my birthday. So she was
Well,
a birthday present.
Okay. Well, that's good. It seems like she's added value. That's good. Okay. And then I know Tanisha's got a son out in California. So that's my long-term memory. So I'm making sure I'm doing.
Yeah, you're good. Your memory's great.
Well,
So
about you.
I have 4. So I have a stepson that's 30. Then my son that's in California, he'll be 24 next month. Then I have a son that's 20 and one that's 15. All boys.
That's right. You and I have the opposite situation.
Right. Yeah. So our school has been open 17 years. I've been in education since 1986, so that's 34 years.
Well, that's 34 years young here, you know. Hey, look, I'm thankful for each day, but I'm done with the counting birthdays. I'm just good, glad to be alive, and you know, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Well, now, have you guys, so what did you, Tanisha, so let me come back to you. So did you, before you were at Primrose, what was your background in education? I know you have like a master's and a lot of degrees.
Yeah, so I have 2 bachelor's degrees, one in education and one in sociology. And then I have a master's degree in educational leadership. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And prior to owning my school, I worked for America's Choice, which is like the state going into the schools and helping to clean up and help some of the schools that were having some problems. And then I taught at Parr Elementary in Snellville for quite a while. I taught with Atlanta Public Schools. And then I'm originally from New Jersey, so I taught for the East Orange School District as well.
So you've seen a little bit of everything.
Just about.
That's awesome. And going back to Mela, were you involved in education as well?
Well, when I started with Tanisha, what initially started is, I was teaching back in California, teaching Sunday school. So that got me interested in working with kids. So when I moved here to Georgia, I started working with Tanisha. Once I started working with her, I earned my 40-hour director, and I also earned my CDA. And, moving forward, doing more trainings.
It's like
kicking and screaming to the office, but I think she likes it now.
Well,
it's a good fit now.
It seems like, the thing is that my wife's a teacher and a lot of my friends are principals, but I'll tell you, I'll never understand. I'm learning, but the alphabet soup of education, they'll always come at me like, we're working on a so-and-so plan. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but no, that's great. I mean, that's awesome. Congratulations on being there. So let's just talk a little bit about the community you guys serve. Tanisha, it was funny. I was listening to, you came on my radio show, Marketing Matters, right when all this craziness began.
Right before everything hit.
I mean, I was listening to it. And I remember I brought you and Kelly McAloon on, and I mean, we were talking about stuff and events, and I'm going, if this isn't a reminder of we're not in control of things, I don't know what is. But generally, I know y'all do a lot in the community. I know there's a lot of people. We are getting to whatever. I'm not going to use the term. We keep saying new normal, but getting to this. They're going to be looking for schools and all the stuff coming up. In one of my magazines, you write a great column called "Learning Lessons" that people love. Tell us about y'all's ties to the community and how this is a community connection show and how important that is to you guys.
Well, especially now more than ever, one of the things that I always dreamed of is having a business that would be a pillar in the community. And then I really got what a pillar in the community meant when COVID-19 started with everything. We've just always wanted to partner with families and have families know that this is a place that they can have peace of mind while they go off and try to make their family's dreams come true. We want to make sure that parents here in our school really feel like their child is safe, happy, and learning, and in that order. So it's really important to us to do things for the community and partner and give back to the community. You know, we have a strong relationship. You know, Laura Drake,
Yeah.
She is amazing with the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op. So we have a strong partnership with the Southeast Co-op and other community organizations here in the community that we help do different things just to make the community smile a little bit more.
And I'm gonna go at you what you said. If I didn't get it wrong, you said in order safe, happy, and learning, right?
Correct.
And that's so important because I mean, learning is what you do, but the safe for the family and the kids, and then happy doing it, I would think, is the guys studying a lot of leadership stuff. That's going to help enable learning.
Right. The learning can't take place if you're not feeling safe.
Yeah.
If you're not happy and willing to do the things that we're doing. It has to be in that order, and that's what we tell the teachers every day, that, you know, it's in that order. So, you know, make no mistake, but it's safe, happy, and learning.
Well, you know, obviously, you guys both know we got hit with an unprecedented situation. I told you this spawned. I think you guys are show 37 that began in a few days after COVID came out. But what have you learned about your people, your staff, your customers, the community during this time? I mean, I wrote in my magazine column this month, you know, we've all had time for reflection, you know, obviously. I'm talking about specifically COVID. Did you learn things or have time to think through things, maybe ways to do things better, different, hybrid, or how much you miss people during this time?
Yeah, we talk about missing people all the time.
Yeah, yesterday we were just talking about how it's so different now that we can't even, you know, shake hands anymore.
Yeah. So, you know, we definitely miss the people. But one of the things that I think we learned very early is that our school community pulled together. We all kind of put our heads around it. I mean, our teachers are second to none. They have gone above and beyond to make safety a priority, and make our parents, you know, we're in the middle of two hospitals. So our school is located in between Gwinnett Medical and Eastside Medical. Our parents needed us. We have not been closed one single day through this pandemic. So that put us on guard for lots of things. Our parents have been just nothing short of amazing, but they needed us, and they've been saying to us, you know, we don't know what we would have done if you guys have closed. And you know, as hard as it has been, it definitely has been challenging. You know, I think we all feel that we're making a difference by allowing the people that are frontline first responders to be able to go save lives, because now they don't have to worry about what's going on with their children. So that's been a big deal for us. It's just had a lot of rewards for us through that, and a lot of tears. We've had a lot of tears, but it's just been very rewarding. To really feel that during a time like this, that we could actually truly make a difference in somebody else's life, and give parents that go ahead to go and do the things they really had to truly do right now.
Well, I know, I mean, just knowing as friends, Tanisha, and just you guys just do a phenomenal job. And I remember, I think we were emailing or texting or something early on in this, and you were talking about being between the two hospitals, and was like, I was like, how are you making it? You're like, we haven't had a day off. And so that means you were pouring, you know, all you guys are pouring your hearts and souls into those kids, because, you know, if you're talking about being safe, you know, the frontline workers during this time, or during that time, if they didn't feel their kids were there, you know, they couldn't fully concentrate. So it was essential.
Right. It was so important, because if they didn't think that their children were being loved and cared for, how would they get in there and have the right mindset to do that? And we just feel fortunate to have been able to do that and continue doing that. It's good for our souls to do that.
Well, it was interesting. I wanted some news, flip one more time back to the magazines of just some frontline people stories the last couple of months. And I mean, just put something on Facebook and probably 25, 30 stories about, nurses and the precautions and educators and teachers and students. It's almost mind blowing. I mean, we know it intellectually, but to hear the stories, we've lived through, we're living through, history, several histories at the same time, which for me and I'm so excited about real change taking place. And well, let me ask you both real quick. What is the favorite part in a normal day, if you will, about your job? What do you like most about your job?
What I like most about my job is the kids, just being able to go inside the classroom and being, silly with them, dancing, just laughing the day off. So, that's my favorite part.
Yeah. This is the only job that when you let your inner child come out, you look so awesome. Every child thinks you can sing. Yes. Every child thinks you can dance. It's just great.
Yeah.
You get to leave all your cares at the door and come in and just be with the kids, and they just light up, and the kids give you so much strength and so much encouragement.
Yes,
and they just naturally just love you, and they just fill up your heart, and it's just, it's the best job ever. We talk about it all the time. Our job is better than just about anything else.
Well, it's biblical though. Like Jesus said, be childlike. In your thoughts. Children are they just take stuff and they smile and they're just, everything's simple. And it's like a pet. It's like my little Shih Tzu. Everything's simple. She wants to be out in the sun. She needs her food. She needs her water. It's just very simple. She wants to come and give me a hug and kiss. So, what y'all are doing for those kids and those families is so important. I know you do a phenomenal job. I'm saying that firsthand because there's a lot of places that do good work, but you guys do a great job. And I know, and I know during this time there was no, so I've had principals, pastors, you name it. I've interviewed them on this very show, but there's been no playbook for the last few months, right?
There has not been.
So, when this stuff began and day by day things changed, how did y'all look at it? Did you just circle with your team and start figuring out day by day? And I mean, was there, let me tell you, Tanisha, I was taking a leadership class and it said, develop a strategic plan for your organization right in the midst of this. And I said, I'm developing an emergency plan. It's hard to do a classroom assignment and take it seriously. But is that seriously? What did you do? Did you get with your team and start talking?
Well, and that's exactly what we did. We really worked on educating ourselves as to what the risks were and how do we stay ahead of things. And, I would give daily updates. I became the CDC's website's best fan, I'm sure. Yeah. And just daily updates and getting input from the teachers. And our teachers have really impressed us because every time we set some more standards, they say, well, how about this? How about that? And they've been so serious-minded with safety. We're really proud that we've not had to furlough any of our teachers through this pandemic. So we're very fortunate that we work so well together, and they just roll their sleeves up and we put our heads together, and they have seen me probably cry more than anything else. So they're just like, oh no, you're going to make me cry too. I'm like, I can't help it right now. So, but we've just really been supporting each other and just having the goal of, okay, the CDC says this, how can we do this? So we always just raise the bar on everything that the CDC has put out there, because we just said, if they say 5 of these, we want 10 of these. Mm-hmm. And I think the teachers have been phenomenal with helping us accomplish that, and just starting new routines that we've had. One of the biggest things that's been hard for, I think, everybody is, we don't have parents coming to the building. Mm-hmm. We limit the exposure of our staff and our children, and it's just us and the kids all day. It's fun for us, but, we miss that time. I specifically miss just chatting with parents. I like to hang out in the evenings and just talk with them and joke with them and find out about their day and what new books they're reading and all kinds of things. So, we miss that because now it's just a kiss and go. But, we're doing all the things that we know to do and then some. and Primrose already had stringent cleaning practices in place. And I don't know, I'll let her talk about the day. You want to talk about the day?
Yeah, I can talk about the
and this will be
day. With Primrose, we already have, very high standard, but, with COVID going on right now, we have to take it, a notch higher than what we normally would typically do. So when early in the morning, when the teachers come in, we have a Lysol at the door. So they will Lysol their shoes, come in, sanitize their hand when they get inside, and I'll check their temperature. After that, they go to the restroom, wash their hands, and then they start their day. And then throughout the day, they wash their hand. And the same thing, we do it for the kids too. When they come in, we check their temperature. When they get to class, they wash their hands and wash their hands throughout the day. But that's very important, is to make sure that, they keep their hands clean and we're not spreading germs.
Wow. I think I would screw up the first one of those. My wife would be like, don't touch your face. I'm like, right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
No, that's phenomenal. And, and I think it's important, your organization, specifically right there, but there's other ones, that have always done, I know, hotels and so forth that I know that I've frequented that have always gone above and beyond. But I think most businesses, what we're going to find, if the new protocols are in place to even take that higher. And I think that's what America always does. They say, how do we get better? Like you said, if this is what CDC says, we want to beat that bar, be way above it.
Right. We have precious little lives here and families. And it doesn't stop throughout the day. We're sanitizing our playground equipment every day.
Yeah.
We're sanitizing cots and cribs every day. We are literally washing the entire building down with a bleach solution every single day.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically the whole building gets cleaned.
Yes, and then after we do that, we have a professional cleaning company that comes in. It's Burton Enterprises. They are wonderful, and they also have a child. They're longtime parents of ours. They have a child at our school, and this is their third. They've been a parent on and off for the last 14 or 15 years. So we know that they're cleaning our building with their child in mind. So that's a great thing.
Well, it's about as clean as you can possibly be. And that comes to the safety, which goes to the, comfort, to the learning. And, I believe with everything, we're going to get to the other side where we can give those hugs and stuff again. I told you I began doing this, and Zoom during an interview is not the same. Like I said, Tanisha, before going on air, I think, or maybe I said on air, I can't remember. But when we did the Marketing Matters show, I had to postpone, I haven't done one in a few months. So we're going back in the studio tomorrow. And then, it's just crazy. It's been like this few month hiatus of all the things that have been going on. It's, I think it's making us all think and make us really realize we miss people. For example, one of my principal friends said, I'm in the building, but this is towards the end of school. No one else is, and it's lonely. We're made to be with people.
Nothing like being with people, right?
Everybody says the same thing. So, all right, before I forget, what is the best way our audience can go to your website, email you, call you, whatever? Can you give us any of that information?
Sure. Sure. Absolutely. Our website is primrosesugarloafpway.com, and that's all spelled out. Our telephone number is 770-513-0066. And our email is directors@primrosesugarloafpway.com. And we're located right on Sugarloaf Parkway, adjacent to the Gwinnett County Fairgrounds. And we're enrolling now. We're enrolling new students. So now is a great time to come see us.
Well, perfect. And we will get you, we'll be pushing this out in the next day or so, and then we'll be getting you guys a link to share as well with your audience. But as we kind of come to a close, anything else you'd like to share with our audience? And then I'm going to close this down and move on, make sure it gets saved.
Just, everybody just hang in there. Be mindful, be prayerful, check on people that you haven't spoken to in a while. I think that's really important. One of the things, I'm a member of the Grace United Methodist Church, and our pastor, Trenton Dockery, keeps reminding us of James 1:19. everyone should be quick to listen and slow to speak and slow to get angry, because emotions are really, really high right now. But we're all feeling very emotional. So we want to be a blessing to others, and not add to each other's stress at this time.
I love that. Love that. And anything, Mela, that you have?
Well, I just want to, thank you for, having us on the show today. It's been great. Right now, everybody's going through, like what Tanisha said, everybody's going through a tough time. So, just take the time, breathe in, and, take a breath and, kind of appreciate what you have, and, be thankful for those. So, so that we can all, move on.
Yeah, we've been telling our teachers, because emotions can get high, or, family members or different people are, being affected, at the end of the night, no matter how hard the day was, take a moment and write 5 things you're thankful for. Because if you can change your focus and just focus on what we have, and I'm not talking about things, I'm talking about our loved ones and our jobs and, those other things, that it's going to make so much of a difference in your heart and in your mind and how you're going to handle the stress of this time.
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought as you said that. I mean, I go out and espouse the, what you focus on is what you feel, and I know that. So my wife gets the brunt of it. She's like, why don't you go look up that Ryan Sauers guy? He's got a lot of inspirational stuff to read, and read his stuff and then do it, and quit telling me. And so, no, you're right. What we focus on and she goes, do you think and I'm playing. She has to listen enough of my stuff, but you're right. We have to look at what we have. We all have so much to be thankful for. Yes. And it's easy to focus on the things we're not happy with, but overall we all do. And I want to thank you, Mela Yang, director, and Tanisha Turner, owner of Primrose at Sugarloaf. Thank you guys for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. I hope to see you again really soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We were definitely going to do that. Thank you so much, guys.
All right.
Folks, all right,
Bye.
we're going to close it down. Folks, it's been another Community Connection with Ryan Sauers. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
All right.